Hello everyone, welcome back to the Revit structural basic tutorial modeling tutorials. As you know that we last time we created a data elements of level and grids, and we also learned about the units, and we forgot to see that in 3D. So this is how it looks like in 3D. So levels elements will be there and grid elements will be there in 3D as well. You can control your view as well in the later tutorial. Do remember we have modeled everything in the level 4, and whatever the grids that you're drawing, it will be appear in level 1 and other views as well. Parallel and perpendicular view, based on that it will be appearing. So let's come back to level 1, and I like to create a columns in all the intersections of these grids. So you can go and select your column by default. If you have selected the tutorial of Revit structural, and you'll have a columns of circular column, hollow, and you'll have a structural steel UB universal beams, and you'll have a concrete rectangular column. If you don't have, or if you don't have a shape that you wanted, so you can go to load family option, and you'll have option to load your families from your libraries. You can go and search one by one, and you can look for a column and you can place it. At the moment I'm not telling you that where to load it. So for example, in this case I'm selecting a concrete rectangular column which is 300 and 450 millimeter, and I can change the size. What if the size is not available? You can, as I said, we are talking about the properties. When you are talking about the property, you can check in the instance or check in the type. Since it's a size about sizes, and it will come in multiple places, so it is a type property, and you can see that the types values are available here. And how do we do it? And if you are a beginner in Revit, you must be knowing this. You have to duplicate it. Why we have to duplicate it? See, for example, if I have placed it 600 into 750 and going to the edit type, and I'm changing this value as 1000, let's say 1000 by 7, let it be as 750, and selecting OK. You see in our hand also it's 1000 to 750, and already existing family also 1750. So do remember lesson 1, important lesson in Revit, it is that when you are creating or duplicating modifying the existing element, you must go to the edit type and duplicate it and create a new name for this, and say whatever the size that you wanted, let's say 500 into 750, and select OK. Apply the size here, so that it will be reflecting like these different types. Now we have 4 types, and we will be able to place our families like this. So you can press space bar, and you will be able to see that the elements will be rotating 90 degrees. If any objects, if nothing is there, it will be rotating in 90 degrees. And if any objects crossing inside, so you can see that it will align with that object. If it is a cross section, it will go 45 degree also. So I like to keep these at this corner like this wherever it comes. And you have a different options here. Slanting also, you can place it in angle, different angle. And do remember, while placing, you must see that what is this option for. So option bar showing you different options. So we are placing this column in depth way. It's not in height, it's in depth. We are placing at level 1. Now if you see that, since it's a depth value, we placed it from the level 1, it's going downwards. So is it right? Is it the way that you wanted? Make sure that is it the way that you wanted to place that particular column. So I may not be needed in that direction, so I can go ahead and delete this section, and I can remove all these 3 columns. I can go back to the column and see, I don't want depth, I want a height. So from this level 1, I want to increase the height to the next floor, which is not unconnected to the level 2. So when I'm saying level 2, the value of here 2500 will be changing to non-editable. Means automatically level 2 will be constrained as a top height. From level 1 to level 2, it will be assigned. So now go to the north. Now you'll be able to see that it is constraining between level 1 and level 2, and even we can move this level 1, the elements will be attached as constrained within that. I can go back to the column and I can place it the next one. Now, so if you have hundreds of crossing, it will take time and it will take much time. So we don't want to do it one by one like that. Even if you have a column name, you can click this option tag on placement. So I can place it like this and it will tag the sizes of the column like this. We can change any tags that if you want, we can discuss it in the later sessions. Now we can use this option at grids. So now what we can do is we can select grids. You see what grids that you are selecting, the columns will be applied. If you click finish, automatically it will be placed in that particular place. Now if I'm going back and selecting all these intersection, and if I'm clicking finish, all the columns will be placed. Now if I want to change a type from this to this, I can change it, and I can change it to add grids. I can select it like this. In fact, I can select all of these and I can go ahead and say finish. I can come back to the 500 and 750 and I can say add grids, and I'll be able to select all these grids. I will try selecting these grids. So I'm holding the control key so that I can select multiple elements. Now you see that all the places we have a bigger size of columns, and the middle one we have a different columns in this place. I can finish it. Now columns in every place it changed. So what if after placing we want to rotate? You can press the space bar, the columns will be rotated. And what if we need a tag, and we can right click on this and go ahead, create similar, and without leader we want to place a tag. Now if you go ahead and see it in 3D, and you will be able to see them as solid object if you're changing that into a shaded. Now every crossing of the places, you'll be able to see our columns like these. This is very interesting that it's much easier as compared with any other elements. What if you want to change the size of these elements, or what if you want to select all these elements? So right click on this and you can select all these elements by select all instance in the visible view. Only in current view you want to select. You see all the sizes of the same elements will be selected, and you can change their type from one type to the other type by 600 to 750. Again you can change back to 500 into 50. So this is how you will be able to work with your column elements. And one more thing, options available here, which is add columns. You know that architectural models and structural models are prepared side by side, or sometimes architecture models are prepared in the early times. Once it is done, you will have architectural models in place. You want to place your structural column for stability purpose inside the architectural column. So in that case, you can use this option and select your architectural column. Automatically our structural columns will be placed inside of that element. Center point of that element will be this column placed. So this is very useful options when you are doing for the architectural column. So going back to the level 2, I can select the column 2. Now if you see that the columns are showing, is it meaning that we have a column in level 2? No. So the reason is that we will be having our representations to understand we have a column in place. So we can use the method called again add grids. So I'm going to select 500 into 750. I can select all these grids, control holding it, and we can select it like these. Now all the places we have placed it, including the middle portion of it, and we can finish it, and we can go back to 3D and see how it appears. Now we don't want to change this elements. I like to keep all elements as same, so I can select the bottom one and I can select the select similar. I use this option, right click and visible in view, so I can select all the smaller one. I can change that to 500 into 750. Now all the columns are in same type. I can select. Now you can see that all are same type because I want to select only the similar type. So this is how you'll be able to copy from or do a modeling from one flow to the other flow. What if we want to copy all these elements? So I have a copy and paste tutorial in the next one, which is a old tutorial from the MEP Revit MEP tutorial, but it works. So I'm explaining all the concepts. You try to understand all the concepts available within that MEP elements. You try to apply that in this place, and it will be much more helpful to you, I believe. So if you have any doubts in that, so do let me know. So concepts are same for the copy pasting, and do let me know after your practice if you have further questions on that. I can explain you on the different tutorial. Take your time, practice well. See you on the next tutorial. Bye bye.